don't know you, I've never met. You're gonna watch the rest of the show. We need to get you out. Just get out, please, now.
From jaw-dropping reactions to spontaneous moments that left crowds in awe, these rock gods prove that when the music hits, anything can happen. Here are 20 rock stars freaking out at fans live. 20. Wes Scantlin.
This motherfucker right here, you stole my fucking house?
Kicking off our list is none other than the only constant member of Puddle of Mudd, Wes Scantlin. The troubled rock singer had another onstage meltdown during a show in Ohio where he slurred his words, covered his face, and walked off stage in the middle of a song. The incident happened at the Agora Theater and Ballroom in Cleveland. Scantlin was performing with his band Puddle of Mudd, best known for their early 2000s hits like Blurry and She Hates Me. According to fan-filmed footage, Scantlin seemed to struggle with his vocals and lyrics throughout the show. He also complained about the lighting and the sound and repeatedly covered his face with his hands or his hoodie. At one point, he addressed the crowd and said, "I love you guys so much, but I can't see you. I can't hear you. I can't do anything. I'm sorry." He then dropped his microphone and walked off the stage, leaving his bandmates and fans confused and angry. The show was cut short after only 6 songs, and many fans demanded refunds. Some even threw bottles and other objects at the stage, expressing their frustration and disappointment. This is not the first time that Scantlin has had a meltdown on stage. He has been notorious for his erratic behavior and legal troubles over the years, such as cocaine possession, public intoxication, domestic violence, and vandalism. He has also smashed his own gear, walked out on fans, and ended shows abruptly on other occasions. Puddle of Mudd is currently working on a new album, which is expected to be released later this year. However, it remains to be seen if Scantlin can overcome his personal demons and deliver a consistent and professional performance for his fans. 19. Kurt Cobain. Next up, the iconic Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain. It happened in 1991 when Nirvana was playing at the Trees Club in Dallas, Texas. The band was performing their hit song Smells Like Teen Spirit when a bouncer named Jimmy O'Barr grabbed Cobain's guitar and tried to pull him off the stage. Cobain was furious and retaliated by hitting O'Barr with his guitar and jumping on him. The two started a violent brawl which was captured on video by a fan. The rest of the band and the crowd joined the fight, creating a chaotic scene. The police arrived and shut down the show, but no one was arrested. Cobain later said he regretted what transpired and apologized to O'Barr, who accepted his apology. This incident was one of the most infamous and wild moments in Nirvana's history and showed that even the most influential and legendary rock stars can have their bad days. 18. Steve Harwell. Smash Mouth Steve Harwell joins the list. You won't want to miss the crazy incident that unfolded during one of their gigs. Things got intense and fans were left in shock. It happened in 2016 when Smash Mouth was performing at the Taste of Fort Collins Festival in Colorado. The band was playing their classic song All Star when some fans started throwing bread at the stage. Harwell was annoyed and stopped singing, then went on a tirade, cursing and threatening the crowd. He even challenged them to come up on stage and fight him. Security and his bandmates held him back so they could continue with the show. But Harwell was too angry and stormed off the stage, ending the concert prematurely. The fans were disappointed and booed him. Harwell later apologized for his outburst and blamed it on his health issues. He said he was suffering from cardiomyopathy, a heart condition that affects his breathing and energy. In addition, he also said he was not drunk or on drugs as some people speculated. 17. Ivan Moody. Ivan Moody, the charismatic frontman of Five Finger Death Punch, was unable to control his natural reaction to a disruptive fan during a live concert in an unfiltered and emotional incident that occurred on stage. Moody, who is well known for his powerful stage presence and emotional performances, confronted a rowdy audience member, which brought an unexpected depth to the band's energetic performance. The atmosphere was energetic, characteristic of a Five-Finger Death Punch performance as the band launched into their formidable set list. But among all the ardent admirers, one person stood out, and for all the wrong reasons. This specific fan looked intent on taking over the event, pushing limits, and wondering how far he could go in a live setting. Moody quickly stopped the performance and turned to face the unruly fan, clearly displaying frustration. He flipped them off without saying anything, sending a strong message through a gesture that was universal and expressed his pure disgust for the interruption. The audience instantly erupted in applause and gasped in surprise at their frontman's unreserved response. 16. Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf, the rap rock sensation, takes the stage on our list. This unexpected clash during one of his concerts had fans and bystanders watching in disbelief. The unfortunate event happened in 2018 when Yellow Wolf was performing at the Ace of Spades Club in Sacramento, California. The rapper was in the middle of his song Row Your Boat when a fan threw a glass of beer at him. The beer hit Yellow Wolf in the face and he was not happy about it. He turned off the music and went up to the fan who was positioned in the first row. When he questioned why he did it, the fan said that he was just bored. Yellow Wolf then grabbed the fan by the shirt and pulled him up on stage. He told him to apologize, but the fan refused. Yellow Wolf then slapped him in the face and pushed him back into the crowd. The fan tried to climb back on stage but was stopped by security. Yellow Wolf then resumed the show, but not before telling the fan to get the fuck out of here. The fan was escorted out of the club, and Yellow Wolf later apologized to the rest of the audience for the interruption. He said he was not going to let anyone disrespect him or his music. 15. Dave Mustaine.
I see who you are with the laser, you little dickhead. Oh, aren't you so cool?
In a rock and roll moment that left fans in disbelief, Dave Mustaine, the iconic frontman of Megadeth, took matters into his own hands during a live performance when confronted by a persistent fan wielding a laser pointer. The incident unfolded in a sea of flashing lights and thunderous riffs, but it was the tiny, seemingly harmless laser beam that stole the spotlight. As Mustaine belted out the powerful lyrics of Megadeth's hit songs, a fan in the audience decided to play a prank by aiming a laser pointer directly at the legendary guitarist and vocalist. Unfazed by the disruption, Mustaine initially tried to ignore the distracting green beam cutting through the air. However, as the fan persisted, Mustaine's patience wore thin. Dave Mustaine abruptly halted the performance, capturing the attention of thousands in the venue. With a swift and deliberate motion, he extended his middle finger towards the offender, sending a clear message that he wouldn't tolerate any disruptions to his show. The crowd erupted in a mix of shock, cheers, and laughter as Mustaine's unapologetic response echoed through the venue. Fans and critics alike couldn't help but marvel at the frontman's audacious and direct approach to dealing with an unruly audience member. 14. Chad Kroeger.
See ya!
Love them or hate them, Nickelback's Chad Kroeger found himself in the midst of a fan altercation. The incident left fans and even fellow musicians scratching their heads. Nickelback was performing at the Rockstar Energy Drink Uproar Festival in Hartford, Connecticut in 2013. The band was playing their song Rockstar when a fan threw a rock at Kroeger's head. The rock hit him hard and he started bleeding. Kroeger stopped the song and asked the crowd who did it. He then spotted the culprit and called him out. He said, "You see this guy right here? He's a pussy. He just threw a rock at me and hit me in the head. You got a good arm, buddy. You want to come up here and do something about it?" He then invited the fan to come on stage and fight him. The fan accepted the challenge and climbed up on stage. He was met by Kroeger's security guards who tried to restrain him. Kroeger then grabbed the fan by the shirt and threw him back into the crowd. He then resumed the song, but not before telling the rest of the fans to have a good time. The fan was later identified as a 22-year-old man who said he hated Nickelback and wanted to make a statement. He said he was not afraid of Kroger and would do it again. He was charged with breach of peace and assault and was given a fine and a court date. 13. Bruce Dickinson. Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson showed his metal when he kicked out a fan from the stage during a concert in Anaheim, California. The incident happened in 2022, but the video of the clash has gone viral. The fan, wearing a backwards cap, ran onto the stage during the last song of the night, Aces High. He flashed the devil horns at guitarist Yannick Gers and Dickinson, who looked annoyed and tried to lead him away by the hand. But the fan broke free and ran towards bassist Steve Harris, where he took off his hat and started headbanging next to him. That's when Dickinson lost his patience and grabbed the fan by the back of his shirt or his hair and dragged him off the stage. Dickinson then quickly rejoined the band and finished the song. The crowd booed and jeered at the fan, who was escorted out by security. Some fans praised Dickinson for his swift action and defended the band's right to perform without interruption. Others criticized the fan for being disrespectful and ruining the show for everyone. Iron Maiden are currently on their Legacy of the Beast tour, which will end on October 27 in Tampa, Florida. The tour features songs from their classic albums such as Power Slave and Somewhere in Time. The band will also embark on a new tour next year called Future Past, which will showcase their latest album, Senjutsu. 12. David Draymond.
So what is so important going on in the world that you need to be texting the entire fucking show?
Disturbed's David Draymond had a face-off with a fan that went beyond the music. The intensity of the moment had the audience in shock. It happened in 2016 when Disturbed was performing at the House of Blues in Dallas, Texas. The band was playing their cover, The Sound of Silence, when Draymond noticed a woman in the front row texting on her phone. Annoyed by her lack of attention, he stopped the song. He then called her out and asked her what was so important that she had to text during the show. He said, "Are you so fucking bored that you can't even pay attention for 1 second?" He then told her to leave the venue and get a refund. Then he said, "You're an insult to everyone around you. You're an insult to yourself. You're an insult to me. You're an insult to the band. You're an insult to everyone who actually enjoys music." The woman was embarrassed and tried to explain herself. She said she was texting her daughter, who was at home during a storm, and said she was worried about her safety and wanted to check in on her. Draymond did not believe her and said she was lying. He said, "You're full of shit. You're a liar. You don't have a daughter. You don't have a storm. You don't have a fucking clue." He then told her to get the fuck out of here and resume the song. The crowd was stunned by the confrontation and some booed Draymond for his harsh words. The woman later said she was telling the truth and that she was a fan of Disturbed. She said she did not mean to disrespect Draymond or the band. She also said she was hurt by Draymond's attack and that he owed her an apology. Draymond later apologized for his actions and said he was wrong to judge her. He said he was frustrated by the lack of respect some fans showed to the music and the artists. In addition to expressing regret for offending her, he wished her well. He said that he was glad her daughter was safe. 11. Jared Leto. Jared Leto is a famous actor and musician, but he's also a notorious jerk. He has a history of being rude and violent to his fans, co-stars, and even animals. But one of his most outrageous incidents happened on February 14, 2014, when he flipped off a fan on her birthday. Yes, you heard that right. He gave the middle finger to a girl who was celebrating her special day. The fan, whose name is Jessica, was attending a concert of Leto's band 30 Seconds to Mars in Dallas, Texas. She was holding a sign that read, "Today is my birthday, can I get a hug?" She was hoping to get a nice gesture from her idol, but instead she got a nasty surprise. Leto saw her sign and decided to mock her. He said, "Oh, today is your birthday? Well, happy birthday." Then he raised his hand and showed her his middle finger. He added, "That's a sign of love in some countries," then proceeded to perform his song, "Do or Die." The whole scene was captured on video and posted online, sparking a lot of outrage and criticism. Many people called Leto a jerk, a bully, and a douchebag. Some of his fans defended him, saying that he was just joking and that he later hugged Jessica. But Jessica herself was not amused. She said that she felt humiliated and hurt by Leto's actions. Although she was a huge fan of his, she said that he had destroyed her birthday. She declared that she wanted an apology and not a hug from him. The incident was one of the most talked about events in the rock scene and a stain on Leto's reputation and career. It showed the dark side of Leto's personality and the consequences of his impulsive and disrespectful behavior. 10. Courtney Love.
Great, we'll leave now. Fuck you.
Courtney Love, the widow of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, had a meltdown on stage during a concert in Brazil in 2011 after a fan held up a picture of her late husband. The singer, who was performing with her band Hole at the SWU festival, spotted the photo and launched into a furious rant, accusing the fan of being stupid and rude and threatening to beat him up. She also slammed Dave Grohl, the former drummer of Nirvana and the leader of Foo Fighters, for allegedly taking money off of her kid's table. Then she walked off the stage, leaving her bandmates confused and the audience booing. Love only returned after a member of her crew asked the crowd to chant, "The Foo Fighters are gay." She then continued her tirade against Grohl, saying that she didn't care what the crowd listened to at home. The incident was captured on video and uploaded to YouTube, where it received over 400,000 views and mixed reactions from the viewers. Some sympathized with Love, saying that she was still grieving and that the fan was insensitive. Others criticized her, saying that she was disrespectful and unprofessional. The incident was one of the many controversies that Love has been involved in throughout her career, which has been marked by drug abuse, legal troubles, and feuds with other celebrities. 9. Sebastian Bach. Skid Row's Sebastian Bach adds his name to the list of rock stars who've tangled with their own audience. What unfolded during this memorable performance? At the Springfield Civic Center in Massachusetts, Skid Row was opening for Aerosmith in 1989. A fan hurled a bottle at Bach's head when the band was performing their song 18 in Life. The bottle hit him hard and he was furious. He stopped the song and asked the crowd who did it. He then spotted the culprit and threw the bottle back, but missed him and hit an innocent woman in the face. The woman suffered a broken nose and a fractured skull and had to be taken to the hospital. Bach then jumped into the crowd and kicked the fan in the head before security guards pulled him back on stage. He then resumed the song, but not before telling the rest of the fans to fuck off. The fan was later identified as a 17-year-old boy who said he was drunk and did not like Skid Row. He expressed regret for his actions and declared that he had no intention of hurting anyone. Along with a fine and a probationary period, he was charged with assault and violence. Bach was also arrested and charged with assault and battery and was released on $10,000 bail. He later apologized for his actions and said he was provoked by the fan. In addition, Bach expressed regret for the woman he had hurt and offered to cover her medical expenses. He expressed his hope that she would pardon him. This is one of the worst and bloodiest episodes in Skid Row's history. 8. Maynard James Keenan. Maynard James Keenan, the lead singer of the progressive metal band Tool, is not someone you want to mess with, especially not when he's performing on stage. That's when one fan learned the hard way when he decided to rush the stage and hug Maynard during a show in the 90s. The fan, who probably thought he was being funny or friendly, got more than he bargained for when Maynard reacted with a swift and brutal move. Instead of pushing him away or ignoring him, Maynard flipped him over and put him in a chokehold while continuing to sing the song without missing a beat. He then proceeded to hold him down and roll around with him on the floor for the duration of the song, which was several minutes long. The fan, who must have been terrified and humiliated, had no choice but to endure the punishment until Maynard finally let him go. The crowd, who witnessed the whole scene, cheered and booed at the same time, not sure whether to be amused or shocked. Maynard, who is trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and has a brown belt, showed no mercy or remorse for his actions. He later explained that he was just defending himself and his bandmates from a potential threat. and that he didn't appreciate anyone invading his space. Tool, who are known for their complex and experimental music, have a loyal and passionate fan base, but they also have a reputation for being mysterious and aloof. Maynard in particular is notorious for his eccentric and unpredictable behavior both on and off the stage. 7. Aaron Lewis. Aaron Lewis is the lead singer of Stained, a rock band that had some hits in the early 2000s. He is also a solo artist who plays country music and acoustic songs. Lewis is not known for being very friendly or polite to his fans, and he often gets annoyed by their noise or requests. But one of his most rude and disrespectful incidents happened on July 28, 2013 at the Nutty Jerry's in Winnie, Texas, where he flipped off a fan who asked him to play a song. The incident with the fan had everyone talking, and we're here to give you the scoop. The fan, whose name is unknown, was in the audience enjoying the show. He shouted out a song request, hoping to hear one of his favorites. He said, "Play Something to Remind You." He was referring to a Stained song that Lewis often plays in his solo shows. However, Lewis did not appreciate the request and he decided to mock him. He said, What? Then he raised his hand and showed him his middle finger. The whole scene was captured on video and posted online, sparking a lot of outrage and criticism. Many people called Lewis a jerk, a bully, and a douchebag. Some of his fans defended him, saying that he was just joking and that he has a dry sense of humor. But the fan himself was not amused. He said that he felt insulted and disappointed by Lewis's actions. He said that he was a big fan of his, but that he lost respect for him. He said that he did not want his apology and that he wanted his money back. 6. Eddie Vedder.
I don't know you, I've never met. You're gonna watch the rest of the show. We need to get you out. Just get out, please, now.
Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder found himself in a situation he never expected during a live performance. The unexpected confrontation had the audience gasping. Eddie Vedder is the lead singer of Pearl Jam, a legendary rock band that has been rocking the world since the 1990s. He is also a passionate activist and humanitarian who supports various causes and charities. However, he is not always nice and friendly to his fans, and he sometimes loses his temper and acts rudely or violently. One of his most shocking incidents happened on November 23, 2013 at the LA Sports Arena, where he flipped off a fan who was being violent to another fan. The fan, whose name is unknown, was in the crowd enjoying the show. He apparently started hitting the woman in front of him over the head with his fist because she was filming the band's performance of Corduroy with her phone. Vedder noticed the commotion and decided to intervene. He stopped the song and pointed at the fan saying, Hey, mister, get your finger out of that woman's face, motherfucker." He then raised his hand and showed him his middle finger. He then told the security guards to escort the fan out of the venue, saying, "Get him out of here or I will stop playing, I swear to God." The whole scene was captured on video and posted online, sparking a lot of praise and criticism. Many people applauded Vedder for standing up for the woman and stopping the violence, while others accused him of being hypocritical and overreacting. The woman herself thanked Vedder for his gesture, saying that he was her hero. The fan himself was not heard from again. 5. Axl Rose.
Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose had his fair share of onstage antics, but this altercation with a fan takes the cake. Axl Rose was known for his volatile and unpredictable behavior on stage, often clashing with security, media, and even his own bandmates. However, one of his most notorious incidents occurred on July 2, 1991 at the Riverport Amphitheater in St. Louis, Missouri, where he got into a physical altercation with a fan who was filming the show with a camera. What led to this unexpected clash that sparked a riot and resulted in lawsuits, arrests, and injuries? The trouble began when Rose spotted the fan, later identified as William Stump Stevenson, holding a camera in the front row during the performance of Rocket Queen. Rose asked the security guards to confiscate the camera, but they failed to do so. Frustrated and angry, he decided to take matters into his own hands and jumped into the crowd, landing on Stevenson and punching him in the face. He then grabbed the camera and threw it behind him before being pulled back on stage by his crew. Rose then announced to the stunned audience, "Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home," and slammed his microphone on the ground, signaling the end of the concert. The band followed him backstage, leaving the fans confused and outraged. Some of them started throwing bottles, chairs, and other objects at the stage, while others rushed to the front and tried to climb up. The situation quickly escalated into a full-scale riot as the crowd of 20,000 people clashed with police and security, who used tear gas and batons to disperse them. The riot lasted for about 45 minutes, causing extensive damage to the venue and the band's equipment, as well as injuring dozens of people, including 15 police officers. 16 people were arrested and charged with various offenses such as assault, trespassing, and property damage. The aftermath of the riot was also messy, as Rose and the band faced legal consequences and public backlash. Rose was charged with 4 counts of misdemeanor assault and 1 count of property damage, but he pleaded not guilty and claimed self-defense. He later settled the case out of court, paying $50,000 to various charities, and he also apologized to the fans who were hurt or disappointed by his actions, but blamed the security in the venue for the incident. The band was banned from performing in St. Louis for 26 years until they returned in 2017 as part of their reunion tour. The riot also affected the band's relationship with their record label, Geffen Records, who refused to pay for the damages and threatened to sue them. The band eventually sued the label for breach of contract, alleging that they failed to provide adequate security and promotion for the tour. The St. Louis riot was one of the most infamous events in the history of rock music and a defining moment in the career of Guns N' Roses. 4. Josh Ohm. Queen of the Stone Age's Josh Ohm is no stranger to controversy, as he has been involved in several altercations with fans, security, and even his own band members over the years. However, one of his most shocking incidents happened on December 9, 2017 at the K-Rock Almost Acoustic Christmas show in Los Angeles, where he kicked a female photographer in the face during his performance. The clash with the fan had everyone talking, and we're here to spill all the details. The photographer, Chelsea Lauren, was in the photo pit near the stage taking pictures of the band for Shutterstock and Variety. She said that Ohm was obviously very intoxicated and looked at me, smiled, and then kicked me. She added that it was obviously very intentional. The kick left her with a bruised eyebrow and a sore neck, and she had to spend the night in the hospital. She later posted a video of the incident on her Instagram account, along with a statement that she was going to file a police report. Ohm initially claimed that he was lost in performance and that he did not mean to kick anyone. He said that he was in a state of being lost in the performance and that he kicked over various lighting and equipment on our stage. In addition, he expressed his regret to Lauren and the other photographers in the pit by stating, "I really hope you're okay." However, his apology was met with skepticism and criticism, as many people accused him of being insincere and violent. Some of his former collaborators, such as Mark Lanigan and Brody Dale, also expressed their disappointment and disgust with his actions. Lauren accepted Ohm's apology, but said that she still planned to press charges. "I hope he gets some help and some impulse control," she stated. Additionally, she expressed her desire to increase public awareness of the need for photographers to be respected and safe, particularly women who are frequently the targets of abuse and harassment in the course of their profession. "I won't live in fear of being assaulted by anyone," she declared. 3. Vince Neil. Vince Neil, the legendary frontman of Motley Crue, was caught up in the intensity of a live performance and responded to a persistent fan with an unguarded gesture in a moment of uncontrolled spontaneity. The event took place during a performance, giving the evening a hint of rock and roll insurrection. The crowd went wild as Motley Crue unleashed their unique brand of high-octane glam metal. One fan stood out among the sea of devoted admirers, desperate to get Neil's attention in a way that interfered with the performance. This specific concert goer had been the center of attention, whether it was via constant yelling or an enthusiastic attempt at fan contact. Renowned for his enchanting and somewhat erratic live persona, Vince Neil made a decision that embodied the rebellious essence of rock and roll. He met the agitated fan's gaze without skipping a beat, then gave him the finger in a bold but direct reply. The crowd reacted to the gesture with a mixture of applause, shock, and shouts, demonstrating the unreserved attitude that has come to define Motley Crue's legacy. Neil's emotional response reminded everyone that rock and roll is about enjoying the unexpected just as much as it is about putting on a polished performance. 2. Corey Taylor. Corey Taylor, the lead singer of the metal band Slipknot, is not a fan of people texting during his concerts. In fact, he made his displeasure very clear by slapping a phone out of a fan's hand during a show. On July 10, 2016, Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, and Of Mice and Men were performing at the Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Massachusetts when the event occurred. As Taylor was walking across the stage, he noticed a fan in the front row who was busy texting on his phone instead of paying attention to the show. Taylor decided to teach him a lesson by reaching out and knocking the phone out of his hand. The fan looked shocked and confused while Taylor continued to sing. The band later posted a video of the phone slap on their official Twitter account, and Taylor defended his action by tweeting, "If you're gonna text, stay home." He also responded to some fans who questioned his behavior, saying that he had no regrets and that the fan deserved it. He added that the fan later apologized and laughed it off with him. This was not the first time that Taylor has expressed his frustration with fans who use their phones during concerts. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone, he said that he hates seeing people staring at their screens instead of enjoying the live music. He said that he sometimes stops the show and asks them to put their phones away, or even takes their phones and throws them. 1. Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley, the guitarist and vocalist of the legendary rock band Kiss, rounds out our list with a shocking incident that unfolded during a live set. Stanley is known for his charisma and passion on stage. However, he is also known for his temper and intolerance of rude or disrespectful fans. During a recent concert in Nevada, he proved that he is not afraid to confront and kick out anyone who spoils the show for him or the rest of the audience. The incident happened on November 12, 2014 at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, where Kiss was playing a 9-show residency as part of their Kiss Rocks Vegas tour. As the band was performing their classic song Love Gun, Stanley noticed a fan in the front row who was heckling and insulting him. Stanley decided to stop the song and address the fan directly. He asked him what his problem was, and the fan replied with more obscenities. Stanley then told him to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. He then signaled the security guards to escort the fan out of the venue while the crowd cheered and applauded. Stanley then resumed the song, but not before telling the rest of the fans that he loves them and appreciates their support. Stanley later explained his action by tweeting, "I don't like rude people. I don't tolerate them. I have no problem throwing them out. I don't need their money. I don't need them at our shows." He also thanked the fans who stood by him and enjoyed the show. He added that he is proud of being in Kiss and that he will always defend the band and the fans. Stanley's fan ejection has sparked a debate among fans and critics, some of whom praise his courage and honesty, while others think he overreacted and was unprofessional. What do you think? Should Stanley have ignored the fan, or did he do the right thing? Let us know in the comments below. Those are 20 unforgettable moments of rock stars freaking out at fans live. Which moment was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching.